everyone! So, in today's program, we're going to be talking about a really interesting and important program, which is etiquette table manners. Let's talk about it. So, what basically etiquette table manners are, it's like basically the rules which you're not allowed to chew while you're eating. You have to wait for your whole family to come sit, and you're not allowed to eat before they come sit. Be as a family. So let's start. I want to show you something that is totally not right, but first, before I show you the thing that's not right and some people are not comfortable with it and it's pretty annoying, but first let me give you some rules. So you have to wait until your parents, your sister or brother come sit. Don't eat, so if there's the food on the table and your parents are not there. And by the way, wash your hands before you eat. But yeah, if you just eat before they come, that's bad. So gather around as a family, eat as a family, which is the right thing to do. Or don't do this because it's pretty annoying, and I'm just showing you an example. So you have the food, and if you chew like this, it's so annoying, and some people are not comfortable with it. Seriously, don't do it because it's pretty annoying. So before you eat something, for example, this is you. Before you eat this, you have to ask your mom or dad because they know the best for you. It might be wrong to eat. Who knows? It might be something which is not good for your body, which will make you unhealthy or something. So this is you. You're here. Without asking your parents, you just go oh, let me have some. And you chew with your mouth open like this. That's really, first of all, the chewing is wrong and annoying. It annoys your parents or some other person. And there are two things which are wrong. That you take the food without even asking. Who knows? It might be something which for a grown-up. For example, you're 8 years old and it might be something which is 10 years old plus. Or it might be something which is not good for your health, and if you eat it, or even it might be expired. Who knows? Just, you have to ask your parents. For example, Mom, can I have that? You have to ask that. And if your parent says no, and you're thinking that, oh, my mom doesn't love me, that's why she doesn't. That's not true. Your parents saying that because it's not good for your health or there's something wrong with it. So yeah, make sure to ask your parents before you eat and don't chew. Is this the right thing that I'm doing? I totally don't think so. So for example, it's dinner time or lunch time. And I come and sit at my table and start eating like this before my family comes. So if you need more information about this, stay tuned because I'm going to be asking some questions and a special person will be answering them. What is the meaning of table manners? So I'm gonna explain a little bit and the special person can explain more. So meaning of table manners are the rules which you're not allowed to eat before your parents come or your sister, your family, your whole family comes and sits. Don't chew with your mouth open, don't do that.
Table manners are the rules used while eating, which may also include the use of utensils. Different cultures observe different rules for table manners. Each family or group sets its own standards for how strictly these rules are to be followed.
How do you explain manners to a child?
Help your child master basic manners with the following discipline strategies. Model polite behavior. Role-play tricky situations. Provide a brief explanation. Keep your expectations age-appropriate. And of course, praise your child's use of manners. Praise your child whenever you catch him using good manners.
Why are table manners important?
Good manners show respect for others, whether you are eating at home, dining out, or having dinner with friends. Good table manners are an important part of every meal. When you teach your child good table manners, you are giving them important tools for social interaction that will serve them for the rest of their lives. Laying the groundwork for good etiquette at the dinner table means your children will more likely become pleasant dinner companions for family meals in the years to come. And you will feel comfortable allowing them to have a meal at a friend or relative's house, knowing they have good table manners.
What are some bad table manners? So I'm going to give you a few examples. Some bad table manners are chewing with your mouth open, sitting before your family comes and start eating before they come, making the table all messy, like when you're eating food and you spill the food and you really don't care and you make it all messy and ugly.
It's easy to spot bad table manners if you observe the following. 1. Chewing food with your mouth open. Sadly, most of the times people that chew food with their mouth open are not aware they are doing it. Bolting your food is a bad habit. Instead, eat your food slowly and enjoy it. It is very disrespectful peeking with a full mouth. Consider that while dining. Reaching for something across the table could be distracting. Instead, ask for help. Don't stuff your mouth full of food. Don't blow on your food. Don't take a half bite. Don't wave utensils about.
You have to practice. These two are the most important of them. Don't chew with your mouth open. And another thing, you go and you start eating with the food before your whole family comes. If they didn't come, then don't start eating. Just go let me eat, because it's disrespectful.
Come to the table with hands and face clean. Not only does this show respect for the person who prepared the meal as well as others at the dinner table, but also an important healthy hygiene habit. Always ask if you can help, whether at home or someone else's house. Always ask the grown-up if you can help do anything to get ready for dinner. The fork goes on the left and has 4 letters. The knife goes on the right and has 5 letters. Watch the host to see when you should unfold your napkin. When the host puts the napkin on the lap, that's the signal for you to put your napkin on yours. Never stuff your mouth. Teach your child to take small bites and never wolf down his food. Do not interrupt when someone else is talking. At the dinner table, practice having your child wait their turn to speak when talking about the day or another subject. Never reach to get something. Remind your child never to reach across the table to get something. Create the habit of asking table mate to pass something they need. Put the napkin on the chair, not the table. Teach your child always to put their napkin on the chair if they leave the table briefly. It should never go on the plate or the table. Always push your chair in when finished. When your child gets up from the table, they should push their chair back against the table. Always pick up your plate and say thank you. This is an important habit to get your child into at home, because if it becomes a part of his routine, they will be more likely to do it when he is a guest in someone else's home. If you are at a restaurant, teach your child to make eye contact with the waiter and say thank you.
How to be polite at dinner. So how to be polite is basically don't talk while you're eating. Don't talk while you're eating. Don't be messy, and don't touch the food let me touch the whole food.
Table manners and etiquette rules change over time. Although you no longer need to follow upper-class British standards of etiquette, You should demonstrate a certain level of politeness while dining with friends or family. Make sure to always use common table manners such as holding your fork in your left hand with the tines facing down and holding your knife with your right hand. Always use your fork to spare your food and lift it to your mouth instead of your knife. When using a spoon, dip your spoon into the center of the bowl. And of course, always be appreciative and generous towards the host.
Do people judge each other by their table manners?
Table manners are important, mostly because people will judge you on them. Worrying about loud chewing noises might not be a thing in someone's culture, but it is in others. While having good manners is important, the most important thing is not to make other people feel awkward. Good table manners, like good manners in general, will be appreciated by people who come into contact with you and your child. That's why it is important to learn and apply table manners.
Is it rude to push your plate away?
Do not gesture with your knife, fork or spoon in your hand. Do not push your plate away from you when you have finished. Leave it where it is, the silverware properly placed. Do not discuss unpleasant or controversial subject at the table.
At what age you should teach table manners to your children?
You should teach table manners to kids under age 3, especially how to say please and thank you. If you don't, you're going to have to unteach bad behavior later on.
How do you teach kids good table manners?
Here are some age-appropriate guidelines for teaching manners to children. With 1 to 2 years old, practice the magic words such as may I, please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. With 3 to 6 years old, teach how to interact with other people. With 7 to 10 years old, teach how to be gracious. With 11 to 13 years old, teach how to be a good guest. With 14 to 18 years old, teach your children how to be respectful.
We have came to the end of this program. I hope you all enjoyed it and remember your table manners, because don't be disrespectful like this, like go like eat and be messy like this, for example. Don't be messy like that, and don't chew with your mouth open like this. Don't do that, it's wrong. And I hope you learned your lesson about table manners and everything. Make sure to stay tuned for the next program. Bye!